Domestic flight operations to resume tomorrow after remaining suspended for about 2 months following the nationwide lockdown imposed to constrain the COVID-19 pandemic. Civil Aviation Ministry issues detailed guidelines for airlines, airports, passengers and other stakeholders. India sees the biggest spike in COVID-19 cases for the third consecutive day today with 6,667 new infections reported in the last 24 hours, taking the nationwide tally to 131,868. Death toll due to the disease rise to 3,867. Active cases of the coronavirus disease is 73,560 while 54,440 people have recovered. And the National Task Force on COVID-19 states that lockdown has been India's timely, graded, proactive and preemptive public health measure to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. Says lockdown has saved between 1.2 lakh to 2.1 lakh lives. Well, hello and welcome to News and Trends, and you're watching the Daily News Bulletin. COVID-19 cases in India saw the biggest spike for the third consecutive day today, with 6,767 new infections reported in the last 24 hours, taking the nationwide tally to 1,31,868. While the death toll due to the disease rose to 3,867 after 147 more fatalities, according to the Union Health Ministry. The active cases of the coronavirus disease rose to 73,560, while 54,440 people have recovered. One patient has migrated to another country, according to the ministry bulletin. A ministry health official said around 41.28% patients have recovered so far. The highest number of confirmed cases in the country are from Maharashtra at 47,190, followed by Tamil Nadu at 15,512, Gujarat at 13,664, and Delhi at 12,910. In the northeast, 350 cases were reported in Assam. A total of 189 people have tested positive in Tripura. Manipur has 29 cases, Meghalaya has 14 cases, Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim have reported 1 case each. In Assam, it just took 20 hours for more than 84 cases. The total tally as of today afternoon stood at 350 cases, with 2 fresh cases reported from Chirang at Tezpur Quarantine Center and another 2 from Jorhat with travel history to Chennai. State Health Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma said in a tweet. Assam's total cases now stand at 350. With these new cases, Assam now has 286 active cases and 57 patients have recovered. 4 persons have died of COVID-19 so far in the state, and 3 patients have migrated out from the state. Delhi Airport will resume operations from tomorrow with around 380 domestic flights. As per the directions of the Civil Aviation Ministry, domestic flight operations will resume after remaining suspended for about 2 months following the nationwide lockdown imposed to constrain the COVID-19 pandemic. Commercial passenger flights at Delhi Airport will initially operate from Terminal 3. Delhi Airport's operator Dial said it has taken several measures, including installation of automatic hand sanitizers at various places, putting floor markers, allocation of entry gates and check-in islands for departing passengers. These steps have been taken to enforce social distancing norms and minimize human contact at the airport. A day after announcing resumption of domestic commercial passenger flights from May 25, the Civil Aviation Ministry on Thursday issued detailed guidelines for airlines, airports, passengers and other stakeholders. The ministry said it will prescribe lower and upper limit on the airfares, and airlines will have to adhere to it during the period of COVID-19 pandemic. On the day of commencement, May 25, limited operations, about 1/3, would be permitted, it said. It said passengers will have to report at airport 2 hours prior to the flight's scheduled departure time, and only those who have done web check-in will be allowed to enter the terminal building. Only one check-in bag would be allowed and airlines will not provide any meal services in flights, the ministry said. Boarding for a flight will commence 60 minutes before departure and boarding gate will be closed 20 minutes before departure, it said. A coordination meeting of Empowered Committee for COVID-19 Dimapur District with the Dimapur Airport Authority was held at Dimapur today. The meeting deliberated on the issue related to the resumption of domestic air operations beginning from tomorrow. APC and Commissioner and Secretary Agriculture and in charge of Dimapur for COVID-19 Waikato Sema informed News and Trends. Registration and all medical screening for Kohima-bound passengers will be done at the quarantine centers at Kohima. While for Dimapur-bound passengers, all necessary formalities like thermal screening and registration will be done at Dimapur and they will be taken to Agri Expo Center for mandatory institutional quarantine. The APC also informed that all family members and relatives of the passengers need not come to the airport for picking up, as the government will arrange transportation for the passengers that will take them to the facility centers. Quevedo said that all standard operating procedures will be followed after the arrival of the passengers. Today's meeting was attended by Secretary Food and Civil Supplies Honjay Konyak, Director Dimapur Airport Authority Megavi Jimo, CMO Dimapur Dr. Tia, Commissioner of Police Rotiho Tetsio and other members of the Empowered Committee.
Reception
Now, the special train from Gurugram, Haryana, carrying 426 stranded citizens of Nagaland, which left on Friday, is expected to arrive at Dimapur today. However, reports coming in from various social media indicate that the train is moving at a very slow pace and making stoppages at various stations across UP and Bihar. Videos sent by passengers on board the train show that at a particular station in Bihar, people started boarding the train. The passengers are believed to have managed to evict the unauthorized passengers and managed to lock the doors from the inside. At some stations, stones were hurled, breaking the window panes of the cabins. Passengers have asked the authorities to look into the matter.
पब्लिक और पुलिस मिला हुआ है।
पुलिस और पब्लिक को बोला है पत्थर फेंको, पुलिस ने बोला है
अपलोड करो
Across the globe, the total number of coronavirus COVID-19 cases reached 52,71,492 and the death toll stood at 3,40,195. With the highest numbers both in positive cases and death toll, the US continues to remain the worst hit with a total of 16,13,476 cases. Brazil has 3,30,809 cases, Russia with 3,35,882 cases, and the United Kingdom with 2,58,504. The US has witnessed the highest death toll across all the nations at 96,662, followed by the UK at 36,757. Deputy Chief Minister of Nagaland, White Patton, has said that the window of opportunity has opened up for the Nagas through the COVID-19 pandemic crisis to become self-reliant from consuming to producing state. Interacting with the public of Wojuru Range on Friday, Patton, who is also a minister in charge of Wokha district on COVID-19, visited Wojuru Range to take stock on the preparedness to contain COVID-19 crisis undertaken by the primary health center and the area people. Y. Patton said our economy has been hit by this coronavirus pandemic and we have to go back to our land like our forefathers who were hard laborers. He added that we have to learn how to cultivate our land and take up farming as a profession if we are to sustain ourselves instead of depending on outside supplies for food. The returnees of Kohima, Longland, Mokokchung, Twangsang, Woka Pek, Kifri and Zinoboto, who came from special Shramik train from Chennai to Dimapur, reached Kohima IG Stadium in the wee hours of yesterday. A total of 399 returnees, which included 52 from Kifri, 37 from Woka, 17 from Zinoboto, 8 from Longland, 45 from Pek, 17 from Mokokchung, 50 from Kohima and 173 from Twangsang were received by Joint Secretary Border Affairs and Convener of Reception Center Jamithang Lotha. ADC Kohima and Co-Convener of Reception Center Lithrongla Tongpi Rutsa, CMO Kohima Dr. Bezo Kholu and her medical team and other district and police officials at IG Stadium Kohima. On their arrival, the returnees were made to wash their hands, set up at the entry point, followed by thermal screening. Data entry and some other necessary safety protocols were conducted by the management team, after which they were escorted to Mariama Quarantine Center, Kohima. The Parent District Legal Services Authority PDLSA contributed rice and other essential items to quarantine centers of Parent and Jaluki subdivision yesterday at COVID-19 Control Room ADC Office, Jaluki. The contributed items were handed over to CMO Parent in the presence of other medical staff and SDPO Parent by retainer lawyer PDLSA Asungbe. Legal pamphlets in different acts and dialects were also handed over to the medical department for the quarantine centers by the PDLSA. A total of 96 beds have been kept prepared at the quarantine center located in the outskirts of Meluri town. 5 government buildings are being utilized as quarantine centers for Meluri subdivision. The number of returnees as of 21st May 2020 counted to 11, including 9 males and 2 females, out of which 5 returnees are stationed at the headquarter quarantine center, while the other 6 returnees coming from the green zone have been quarantined at their respective village quarantine center. Various NGOs, churches and public have extended helping hands for combating the pandemic. All churches under Meluri headquarters have volunteered to cook for the returnees on a rooster system. Amidst the growing nationwide COVID-19 pandemic, officials from the Directorate of Agriculture visited farmers in Mokokchung district on Friday and Saturday. During the visit, awareness on preventive measures and agricultural advisories against COVID-19 were taught to the farmers. Issues and problems faced by the farmers were also deliberated, including crop damages caused by natural calamities and insect pest infestations. Field inspection of affected areas was also carried out by the officials. Around 500 number each of face masks and hand soaps were also supplied by the visiting team to be distributed to the farmers. The district officers were further advised to remain vigilant and dedicated towards the service of the farmers during the current global economic crisis. Additional Deputy Commissioner Noklak M. Chaitanya Prasad, along with the members of the Noklak Sub-Divisional Task Force against COVID-19, civil societies and churches, conducted a dedicatory program of quarantine centers at Noklak today. During the short program, ADC mentioned that the quarantine centers are ready at Model School and KGBV Hostel located at Noklak. While appreciating the NGOs, civil societies, task force, line departments, managing committee, food and catering committee, accommodation and logistic committee and all frontline workers, he thanked all concerned for the effort and logistics arrangements for setting up of quarantine centers. He sought cooperation from all concerned to continue the same spirit to run the quarantine centers smoothly and effectively. Principal Secretary Home Abhijit Sinha has informed that a total of 2,174 persons were screened from the state today. Out of the 1,066 cumulative number of samples sent for testing from the state, results for 1,001 samples have been received and all are negative. Results for 65 samples are awaited. He also informed that 31 samples were tested by TrueNat and all samples have tested negative. Sinha also informed that a total of 2,776 are presently under facility quarantine, while 6,996 persons are out of home quarantine. And with that, we come to the end of this bulletin. Do subscribe to us on the YouTube channel and also follow us on Twitter and Facebook as well. Stay home, stay safe, and take good care of yourself. From all of us here is bye for now, and thanks for watching.